Good afternoon, YouTube. PK78 coming at you today on a Saturday afternoon. Um, I'm gonna make multiple videos today, but my first video today it's gonna I want to touch bases on people and their children. Um, Everybody knows I work at a store, and I have we have regulars, and then we have like regular little kids that come in all the time. Okay, well, there's these certain little boys that come in all the time, and we see their parents every once in a while. But when they're with their parents, they do the straight and narrow thing. But then, when kids get away from their parents, they act a little different or whatever. Well, these two kids, one is an African American boy, and one is a little American boy. I guess that's the way I could put it. I don't want to use color as a separation of people, but anyways, so the one little boy reminds me of my great nephew who is Hispanic and white. Other little boy, he's just a nice, respectful little boy. Anyways, say that to say this. So they come into our store all the time, and they tell us how people are picking with them, and the cops always tell them they can't. You know how we used to have like little lemonade stands and stuff, Kool-Aid stands when we was little. Well, for some reason, the cops won't let them sell water. Bottles of water. So they used to come into her store, get a case of water, and then, they would go sell individual waters. And cars would stop at the stop sign, and that's how they would make their money. Which I don't think is a bad idea. But they're telling these little kids that are not even, but maybe 11, 12 years old, that they got to go down to the city county building and get a license to sell water. Anyways, kids come into our store all the time, very respectful. Never caught them stealing out of our store. But they hang with other boys who are not, I can't say they're not respectful. They are, but you could tell that their upbringings are a little different. Okay, so in our store, only 2 kids are allowed in at a time. And it's because when there's multiple children, of course, it's easier for them to steal, whatever. So, excuse me. But anyway, so our 2 regulars come in, and then there's 2 other boys that tried to come in with them, and we said, hey, look, guys, your friend's got to stay at the door. And they're like, okay, come on, guys, stay at the door so we go get what we want. We'll come back, and when we come up to the thing, you go get what you guys got to get. And they're like, come on, man. Why do we have to stay? They didn't want to stay at the door, whatever. So I started talking to these young boys, and they're like, hey, man, he got to hurry up. They got to hurry up. It's getting dark outside now. This is a light-skinned boy. He's real cute. Got, like, kind of long hair on the top, little bit of freckles. He's adorable. And he's with the other little boy, who also, he has a short haircut and everything. And, they're both African-American boys. They're little, they're cute. Well, they're standing at the front. They're standing at the counter with me, and they're BSing and stuff. And the one little boy with the freckles says, is the street lights on? I said, yeah, we had to be home by the time street lights were on or whatever. When we were little, that's how we knew we had to get our butts home. And he was like, wait, are the street lights on? I'm like, yeah, it's dark outside. He said, oh, man. And he's like, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm supposed to be home already. I said, oh, I'm just playing with him. I'm like, oh, you're going to get a whooping. He's like, what? I don't get whoopings. He's like, I don't get beat. I was like, well, what is your punishment? He's like, I get my game station taken off me, my games and stuff taken off me. I was like, what? I said, and what do you learn from that? He said, well, not to do it again if I want to play my game. I said, how about to listen because it's respectful, to listen because that's what you're supposed to do. And I was like, let me tell you something. I said, that's what's wrong with kids today. I said, I whoop a kid. Ask my daughter, she's 25 years old. I will get her on this camera and she will tell you, she either respect me or fear me, she's going to listen. Well, I told this little kid, I said, listen, if you were my kid, you'd get a whooping. And he's like, what? Why would you beat me? I'm a foster kid. I said, excuse me? He said, I'm a foster kid. They can't beat me. I ain't gonna lie, for a second there, I felt a little bad, you know. But then I had to step back and say, I told him, I said, I don't care. Let me tell you something. If I was your foster parent, maybe this is the reason why I can't be a foster. I wouldn't be a foster parent because I'd probably get in trouble. Because I believe in whooping a child. I'm not saying get a baseball bat out and beat your kid till they can't breathe. I'm not saying go get a belt and whip them until they start bleeding from the welts. I'm not saying none of that. I'm talking about taking your hand and smacking that ass. I'm talking about they do something wrong. They gonna learn that if you do it again, it's gonna hurt just like that. And if you don't want to endure that little bit of pain, then you need to act right out here. And this is exactly why I believe some of these kids, or most of these kids, do not respect their elders, do not care, and they're out here, they're going to either end up in jail or the grave. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's the truth. That's statistics. That is statistics, sorry. But, so I continued to tell this little boy, I said, I would whoop you. He's like, why would you do that? I said, because I whooped my own child. Because of me disciplining my child, and not by just taking away a game system. She's now 25 years old. She has a career. She's getting married. She has no children yet. She don't do drugs. She rarely ever drinks, and it's only on occasions. And she's not perfect, but guess what? She's 25 years old. She won't cuss in front of an adult, and she corrects her fiance when he cusses in front of us also. So if I ain't did nothing else in my life right, I did something right when I raised her. And I looked at him and I said, let me tell you something. I said, you might be a foster child. I said, and if I was your foster mom, I said, I would whoop you and discipline you just like I would do my own child. I said, but at the end of the day, you would know that I care. And I love you just the way I love my own child. He said, are you serious? He's like, you could love somebody the way you love your child? I said, yeah. I said, absolutely. And he said, I wish we had foster parents like you. And I was just like, I don't look at myself as like a positive role model, but I don't look at myself like, ooh, I won't want my kids around her neither. I love kids, but I will whoop a kid. I'm telling you, I don't stand for disrespect. If I don't expect it from my own child, I don't expect it from yours. And yes, if you do not correct your kid in front of me, I will look at you and be like, what are you going to do about that? I ain't standing for disrespect. They could disrespect you, but I wish a kid would disrespect me. Right in the throat. They'll get it right there in the throat. I ain't playing. I don't know how these people are okay with a kid cussing you out. Could be me. I don't know how it's okay for parents out here buying these kids iPhones and iPads and Galaxies and Galaxy tablets and PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10 and Xbox 360, 900, and 4002. I don't get it. You're spending all this money on all this internet and these games and stuff, and it's okay that they cuss you out. The devil's a lie. It wouldn't be me. I'd be sitting there playing my own PlayStation while my child is sitting there crying because I just done whooped their butt. I'm not with it. Not. The devil's a lie today. But I'm just saying, like, people need to wake up and start realizing, like, I applaud the parents who actually really punish their children. I don't know why these children don't like going outside and playing anymore. They want to be on a computer, a tablet, a phone, the internet. The internet is now raising our children, and it's sad. It is so sad. But I felt good that little boy said, I wish we had parents like you, foster parents like you. Like, that actually made me feel good. But I don't know. You know, in the Bible, what does it say? Spare the rod, spare the child, something like that. In the Bible, it talks about punishing your child. I'm pretty sure it does. I don't want to quote it because I don't really know how it goes, but it's something like spare the rod, spare the child. I don't know. I believe it means you should punish your children. I mean, if they're stepping out of line, like I said, I don't mean go off the end and beat them to where they can't move or anything. I don't mean child abuse. I'm not condoning child abuse at all. But I turned out to be a pretty good person, I would like to think. And let me tell you something. Every word that came out of my mama's mouth, she whooped us with. She every bam, bam, every smack was a word. Boop, boop. I'm so glad she didn't stutter because I probably wouldn't be here. But I'm telling you, every look at our generation and look at the next generation, and then look at the generation after that. It's bad, and we're talking about all this bad stuff that's happening in the world because we're raising kids that are raising kids, and they don't discipline. I saw this couple came in, and they were with their daughter. Their daughter might have been early 20s, maybe early 20s, and she had two of maybe four of her kids with her. And these little kids talk to their grandparents like they were the boss. Pap, get me this. Pap looked down. He said, tomorrow. I'll get you it tomorrow. He said, I don't want it tomorrow. I want it now. I looked at the mom like, that's your dad he's talking to. That's your daddy that he's talking to like that. You gonna let him talk to him like that? And I'm really looking at, and she, she didn't give two rats behinds that these kids was mauling through the store, tearing up my shelves, doing whatever they wanted to do. And I'm looking at, I said, ma'am, can you please get your kids? Because they was just going off. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways, I think we need to speak more to these young kids out here. I think, we have a lot of experience and we should be able to talk to these kids and guide them because when they're not at home and they're not around their parents, they do act a different way. And they said it takes a village to raise a child. We need to go back to that because these kids is growing up and they don't even really get to grow up because their childhood is spent on PlayStations and Xboxes and Nintendos, or I don't even know if they have new Nintendo out. I don't even know any of that really. I play whatever my fiance got. That's what I play. But anyways, you can enjoy your Saturday afternoon as well as I am. And everybody stay blessed, safe. And like I said, you see little kid out here and you know that they got good in them. But you see them doing something bad. Don't hesitate to speak and correct them. I'm not telling you go out here and F up some little kids. I'm just saying you need to speak to them and say, listen, would you act that way in front of your mom and dad? If they say yeah, don't be surprised. But be like, listen, my kids won't act like that in front of me and I don't expect you to neither. You would see the change whenever you start showing that you care a little bit, they change. They do. But anyways, have a blessed Saturday afternoon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll keep these coming. Haven't been on here in a while because like I've been sick off and on since I had the COVID for the second time. But I'm doing better, feeling better. So, but look out for more videos because I definitely got a couple more coming to you guys today. Sorry that this one's so long, but like I said, them little kid when he told me he was a foster kid, it kind of messed me up a little bit. But anyways, comment, like, share, subscribe. Everybody have a blessed day.